You're missing opportunities, but it's okay. We're going to talk about in this video exactly what to do so you make sure you don't miss those opportunities once you're taking shots and making those shots. Now, if you and I have not met yet, my name is Troy. My goal is to help you in your life. Now, let's look at this. Why are you missing opportunities? You probably all experienced those moments where you kind of look back and you reflect and you're like, man, I think that was an opportunity and I didn't take action on it. I remember like years ago, I was a personal trainer. I wanted to open my own gym. I was kind of in the process of thinking about that. I had a very wealthy client who said to me, Troy, I'll give you $50,000 to open a gym. Literally $50,000 to open a gym. And at the time, I was just kind of like, cool, that's okay. I'll keep training you. And I just kept training them, never seized that opportunity. I ended up opening my own gym, but I had to go at it alone. It would have been a lot easier if I could have worked together, got that 50 grand and made the action happen. So why was that taking place? My brain couldn't pick up my brain, whatever you want to call it, my intuition, my whatever parts of me couldn't pick up the opportunity that was in front of me. Later in life, I remember reading, I think it was like the 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, Stephen Covey book. Great book. But at the time I read it, I remember picking up like 2 things and being like, yeah, well, that's kind of cool. Like these are the 2 things that matter. And then later in life, reading that book again and being like, damn, this is like packed with stuff. How the hell did I not like notice these? And so part of it is there is opportunities always present around you, but you're missing those opportunities because you're blind. You can't see them. So I want you to think about less growing your intelligence. So less, it might be books, it might be things like that, education, all good. But more importantly, I want you to think about growing your awareness. 2 different things. Your awareness is like, think of it like your lens, your view you have. Like if you ever see like a racing horse, they put blinders on a racing horse. Why do they do that? These blinders block out the peripheral vision so they can only see the narrow road in front of them. That's cool, right? In that precise manner of racing. But in the bigger picture of things, you wouldn't want to walk around with those blinders on, would you? So at first, you want to grow your awareness and see what is around you, see your blind spots. We all have them, and oftentimes, even when you do work on your awareness, and the ways you would work on that would be through stillness, meditation, quiet time, reflecting on your thoughts, reflecting on your day, getting out in nature, becoming more present to the moment. It like widens your lens, right? So we can all like access those points, but even still, you're going to have blind spots. That's why you want to have people around you, coaches, mentors, support groups, whatever it is, who help you see your blind spots. Like I am always in pursuit of where's the next mentor, or where are the mentors, or how to get more deeply with the mentors I already have. And show me. Oftentimes that show me energy is blockaded because of our ego, right? It's too critical. It's too hard for someone to say, hey, dude, you're missing that. Or, hey, you should be doing this thing. Or why are you not doing this? We take it personal, and therefore we shun or we hide away from those types of energies. And then you don't grow as fast, do you? And so it's all about the art of growth that will help you capitalize on opportunities. So if you think of it, I always think of things like a hockey stick, right? Hockey stick is flat and at the end has this big arching curve, because that's a lot of times the way things that you're working towards in life actually work. They have this slow, long, arduous growth process. It takes time. Like, one of the activities or hobbies that I do is Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've done it for over a decade now. In the beginning, you suck. It just doesn't matter who you are, right? And I was an athletic person. I'd done other martial arts and boxing, wrestling and stuff. So I was like, I had some skill coming in, but I still got my butt kicked, right? And then it's easy at those points to want to quit, to want to exit. But you go along, maybe even 3 years into it, and 3 years into it, you're like, well, at least I'm like kind of defending myself. 3 years of consistent practice and effort. But then one day you pass that like 7-year mark, let's say, or the 10-year mark, and you hit that hockey curve, that big exponential growth pattern. And then you look like a wizard, right? But it's because you've gone through all those little sticking points along the way. You've had people help you, to shape you, to craft you, to add to your skill sets. So a lot of you are looking at the end of the hockey stick. You're seeing someone who's already there and going, why am I not there right now? And it's causing you to miss the opportunity, because the opportunity oftentimes is that slow progression, but you can accelerate it by the things and the people you add into your life. And you're often wasting time because you don't realize that is the process. It's this long, arduous process oftentimes. And so you're wasting your time by going, let me turn on the Netflix, let me watch some TV, let me, whatever the fuck, like jerk off, let me go, smoke, let me go drink, whatever these things are, they're distractions. And it's oftentimes because you're losing focus of what actually is going to get you to the end result, get you that hockey stick. And that's what we want, the exponential growth pattern. And so when you see that's what the actual process is going through that journey, you don't stare at the end of it, but you allow yourself to move through those things. Then you'll stay more consistent with it. And your brain starts to get more narrowly focused. And this is when those blinders can be good for you. In the beginning, you have to be very aware. You have to be open. You have to look at the bigger picture. You should always still do that. But as you get closer, you get more narrow. You get more narrowly focused because you understand at that point the things that actually move you forward and the things that don't. But before then, you don't really have a fucking clue what actually moves you forward and what actually doesn't. So get narrowly focused as you get further down the road, and that'll help you achieve exactly what you want. So when we think about the bigger picture, when we zoom out, why are you missing opportunities? Part of that is exactly that. You're not clear on what you want. You have to get massive clarity. Clarity precedes mastery. Like, always be asking yourself, what am I missing? What else? What am I missing? What am I not seeing? What would allow me to go deeper in this process? What parts of myself do I need to work on? And then what you're looking for is evolution. And the way you evolve, like one of the ways you evolve is you put yourself into those more challenging situations. Because here's what happens. When you move into a more challenging situation, it's going to enact parts of you that are kind of dormant or asleep. It's going to cause those to wake up. And so this new version of you, this new level, other parts are going to go, damn, all right, I guess we're playing ball. Like, I got to wake up. Maybe it's parts of your personality. It's resilience that you show. It's whatever, your voice, your expression, your creativity. They're forced to rise to the occasion. And then also simultaneously what's happening is there are other parts of you that can't come along with the journey. There's these weaker parts, the parts that want to play small, hold you back. Like when you move to that next level, it's like, yo, you're not allowed to come. Like, you guys can't hang out here. And those fall away. And so you allow yourself to move into this evolutionary process. And as you're doing that, each level presents new opportunities. So again, when I got offered that $50,000 to open my gym, I was in the process of thinking about business, but I hadn't really stepped into it yet. When I went and actually bought and figured out how to get my business license, when I started reading certain books, when I had certain conversations with people, when I sought certain opinions and advice out, like followed it down, invited them to lunch and sought that information out, then I came into a state of awareness, right? I was at a different level. Other parts of me had begun to evolve. And then if someone were to offer me money at that point, I would be like, yeah, let's rock and roll, right? But at that point in time, I was like, I ain't going to wait anymore. It's time to do it now. I felt enough momentum, right? Because I had built all these things. And that's what will happen. Like, if you really want to move towards something, get good enough at it, and it'll actually, like, you'll feel compelled to share, to do the thing, right? Like one of the things that, if you look at some of my videos, I share and I talk about breath work a lot. I really believe that my breathwork practice is one of the best in the world. I don't do it all the time. I don't talk about it all the time, but I used to teach fitness boot camps. I'm very good at working with groups. I do coaching for a living. Like, you put those two things together and I can really move the energy in a room. And when I first started doing that, it was an awareness I had around my own breath experience and how much that helped me and helped me heal and helped me feel much better. And I started healing from my trauma. And I got like so connected with that energy and so intimate with it. I started teaching these one-on-one sessions and then group sessions. And it got to a point where I was like, dude, this is like magic. I have to share this with people. And then that energy of like, this is something special, I want to share it with you, led me to step into another evolution of myself. It's no different than if, let's say, you grab the guitar and you start practicing the guitar. You get better and better at it. You're working on your voice. You don't just stop at the level that feels comfortable. You continue to evolve. You get mentors, you get coaches, you challenge yourself. You're going to naturally find your way into bigger and brighter stages. And so you're allowing yourself to move through the process of evolution, and then you see opportunities. Because down here, someone might say, hey, dude, come play an open mic night at our bar or a lounge or a coffee shop. And maybe that's a good opportunity. Maybe you're going to make connections there that lead to other things. But when you're down here, you're like, no, it's cool. But the reality is, years later, you might be begging for an opportunity like that. So allow yourself to be in the process of evolution. One of the examples I like to think of, if you're not familiar with sports, this won't really make sense, but you've probably heard of Tom Brady, right? Tom Brady has, I think it's 7 Super Bowl rings, quarterback the New England Patriots and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and won Super Bowls. And his story is really cool because he was a backup quarterback. until he won his first Super Bowl. But there was a moment when the starting quarterback got injured, and then his time was called to move forward. Well, what if he wasn't prepared? What if he had been out wasting his time like, oh, it don't matter. I'll never get the chance to play. I'll go out tonight. I'll drink. I'm not going to study the playbook. It's no big deal. But he allowed himself to be a pro, to learn, to study, to prepare. And then when the opportunity came, he was ready for it. He stepped into it. And the rest is literally history. And so allow yourself to do that same evolution, whatever it is. Like, don't look so big always, right? That might not be appropriate for you right now. Look small. What's the next little thing? Maybe it's a simple little workout. Maybe it's riding the bike. Maybe it's putting a little momentum. It's reading a little book. It's listening to things like this and other people, allowing certain images and messages, positive things into your mind, into your atmosphere. Looking at your friend group and who you connect with, how you interact with them, the way you add value or take value in situations. These are all little things that can really help develop and craft your life over time. And then you get the hockey stick, because the hockey stick is what's called compounding interest or compounding effort. You put an effort, and initially it's just a small return. But as you get higher and higher, further and further down the road, that degree of return gets larger and larger, and it literally starts to compound. And you get further away from the group. Most people quit back here. So don't quit. Build that resistance, and you get further and further down the road, and then the real magic starts to happen. So powerful message. I hope you found it helpful. I love you so much. Make sure you head to my website, troyfontana.co. Sign up for that Confidence Boost mini course. And there's videos in there you can watch. It's easy to follow through. Just some good tools and insights that will be all being upgraded soon, because I have a new book coming out this summer. So you want to make sure you stay tuned for that. And until then, like, subscribe, share. Love you. Peace.